Yo, what's going on YouTube? It's your boy Technically T hitting y'all with another video today, and we got to go ahead and get into it. We got to go ahead and talk about it, man. The Samsung Galaxy Z Fold, basically after 24 hours, 48 hours, however long you want to say I had it, man. But let's go ahead and talk about it. Let's get into my impressions after that initial hype has worn down, because you all know when we first get a phone like this, we are super pumped, we're super excited. And at the time of the video, you're not really pointing out any flaws or things that you may not like. But after that hype wears down, after you get it out the box, after you get it all set up, after you use it for a day or so, that hype wears down and you really start to see a phone for what it's worth. So that's where we are right here with the Samsung Galaxy Z Fold 2. So we're going to go ahead and go through a few things. The video might be a little lengthy. We'll see. I'll try to make it as fast as possible, but I also want to go in depth as possible when we're talking about this video. So first things first, let me go ahead and say I absolutely love this phone. I'm talking about love it, love it, love it. Like, I love everything about it. Let's just get that out the way. You know what I mean? I'm not going to be sugarcoating it. I absolutely love this thing right here. Since I've had it, I have not put this thing down. Just say it. I've never been this excited for a phone in a very long time. This just gets me going. We're talking about new tech. Between this phone and the Note 20 Ultra, man, I just really enjoy what Samsung, just what they got going on, man. So first things first, let's just go ahead and get that out the way. Love this device. So let's go ahead and go through this thing front to back. Now, the first thing that I got to talk about is the design, because we already know how much this thing costs. We don't got to say it. We know how much this costs. But the design and build quality of this thing is legit second to none. Like, I've never had any other foldable phone. I've never picked up any foldable phone, but I'm here to tell you the hinge and everything about this just feels complete. There's nothing about this that feels like a prototype or anything like that. This thing feels like this is a final fold design from Samsung and they can leave it alone. Like, this thing feels absolutely perfect. Now, one thing that I think a lot of people don't talk about that I feel is just beautiful is the actual finish of the bezels and everything. They have this brushed look. Now, this brushed look I think is absolutely perfect, because I know a lot of people always tend to go super shiny, chrome, stainless steely, just super shiny that shows scratches real easy. But this material right here is just perfect, because it, for one, is not as slippery as like a, like the bezels on the iPhone 11 Pro Max. You know what I'm talking about. It's not that slippery, but to me, I feel like this gives good grip. Now, of course, the phone with no case or anything like that, yes, it is pretty slippery, but I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think it's like ridiculous. I don't think it's like super slippery. Like, I know some people say it's like crazy slippery. I don't think so. I think it has a good grip factor, especially in this, when you can grip it like this. I mean, there's nothing more that can slip out your hand than gripping anything like this. Yeah, you might have to watch it when it's actually folded closed, but I'm here to tell you, man, like, the design, the build quality, there isn't really much that I would change about this phone when it comes to build or anything like that. They basically knocked it out the park with this. Now, let's go ahead and talk about next this front display. I have a love hate. Well, no, I don't have a love hate with the front display. I have a love or hate with the fingerprint scanner, and that has to deal with the front display. But let's go ahead and get into the front display on its own. Now, we know this is a 25:9 aspect ratio front display. Now, it feels good. I like using it. I actually use it a lot more than you think, and I think you will too if you're interested in this phone, because yes, it is small, but I'm here to tell you, I have Gboard, and if you have Gboard, this is going to be your lifesaver right here when it comes to Gboard, because if Gboard learns your pattern, whether it's SwiftKey, Gboard, I think Samsung keyboard may learn usage pattern over time when it comes to talk about autocorrect and different things like that. You have to rely on autofocus when you use this autofocus. You have to rely on autocorrect when you use this front display. I'm just going to put it at that. That's what you're going to have to rely on, because when you're typing, if you have big hands like myself and you're typing on this small screen, you will make mistakes. But if you have a keyboard that has learned your usage and different things like that, that is going to help you out tremendously. So let me go ahead and do a quick test. Now, it's kind of awkward behind camera, looking at the actual camera, making sure I'm typing right. But let me just go ahead and show you what the typing experience kind of is like this. With this on front. Good gracious. With this front display, good man, it's 6:30 in the morning, man. Your boy's tired. But let's go ahead and do a little quick test. All right, so with that real quick, the only thing it did mess up was this little, it messed up display. But you can kind of get where I'm going with this when we're talking about the front display. It's usable. It is a little tight. I find myself using this a lot, especially like scrolling like social media. So if I have any social media, I just scroll Twitter on this, especially if I'm scrolling and not really interacting right now. I would use this just to scroll, just to see what's going on, because all the time you don't need it in this big view. I don't need to see Twitter this big all the time. I just need to see what's going on. I'm sitting somewhere, I'm just scrolling on Twitter. I'm going to use it just like this. Same thing with YouTube. If I'm looking at YouTube and I'm trying to see who dropped the latest video, I'm scrolling this on YouTube. Once again, I don't always have to scroll YouTube in this big format. You see what I'm saying? So you will find yourself using this front screen a lot more than you think, especially with text messaging, anything like that. You're going to use this front display. So I like it. No, the quality isn't as, super high quality as anything when it comes to a smartphone like the Note 20 Ultra when we're talking about resolution, but it's so small, it's so compact. No, I'm not giving the screen a pass because it's on this beautiful phone, but it's so small and the aspect ratio is so what it is that you really won't fault it for being a lower resolution and 60 hertz, if that makes sense. For what it is, I'm fine with it. You see what I'm saying? And I'm not 120 hertz like snob or whatnot. I like it, but I don't require it. And not having 120 on this front display is perfectly fine to me. So the front display is good. It is a little bit crimped, but honestly, you'll find yourself using it and you'll kind of forget about it. It goes out the door. And this is basically kind of like the home setup that I have going on when we are talking about the front display. Now, let's go ahead and get into this fingerprint scanner on the power button. Now, we know what's on the power button, but I'm here to tell you this thing works perfect. I'm talking about every single time. It is dumb fast. Once you get your placement together, it's a little funny getting the placement together, but once you land it, this thing works every single time. It works fast. Like, I don't have an issue with it. The one thing that I do have an issue with is it sometimes a register a touch when it's in your pocket. So you pick up your phone and then you try to hit the button and it's not doing anything. You're like, why is this not unlocking? And then you look at the little message and it says, biometrics, it's timed out, or we've detected a few attempts. Just put your PIN in and then you can log in. So I think when it's in your pocket, it tends to brush against maybe your pocket and it tries to activate the fingerprint scanner over and over and over again. And then Samsung is thinking maybe that might be somebody trying to get in it and they lock it and then you got to put your PIN in. Is it a deal breaker? No. Does it happen all the time? No, but it does happen and it is annoying at times. So I don't really know if Samsung might need to make a setting where it's not as sensitive. Pocket detection. I don't know. I feel like they should do a little bit something, but I had to let you guys know that that is a thing. But other than that, fingerprint scanner works beautiful. I mean, I got my thumb because I'm right-handed, so I'm usually holding the phone like this. So one way I have it set up is the thumb. Boom. I also have, let me see, I have my pointer finger here. Then also, if I grab it like this, once you grab it the right way with this fingerprint scanner, I have it set up like this. So if I'm in the bed or something with the other hand, I can do it like that as well. So the fingerprint scanner works beautiful. Like, I have my thoughts going into like this thing isn't going to work good. Well, the fingerprint scanner on the power button just doesn't really be the best iteration, but no, that shut me up. This absolutely works really good. Now, let's go ahead and get to the beauty of this thing, man. The unfolded position, the position that everybody cares about, probably the reason why you probably went out and bought this in the first place. Now, I love using the phone in this way. Like, it is absolutely perfect when we're talking about Twitter and different things like that. Yes, the viewing experience is amazing, man. I use Gboard, so I just have a huge keyboard, and I can type really well when it comes to this. The Samsung keyboard with the split down the middle and half and I couldn't get with that, man. So I'm glad that Gboard is compatible with this. So I just basically grab Gboard and I can type, I'm not typing a sentence right there, but this, with me having huge hands, I can type anything I want to super accurate. Maybe a little slower than traditionally you're typing on something like your note or something. But let me tell you, man, I can type dumb fast when it comes to this. So I use Gboard. That's what I use. Setting up your home screen, I'm probably maybe gonna go through a video where I actually talk about the whole setup of this Z Fold 2. But the first impressions is this display is beautiful. Have it at full res, 120 hertz. I mean, it just looks dope, man. If you want to use it like this, to watch any content. My man Ivan unboxing his Samsung Z Fold 2. It's just beautiful. You know what I mean? This really is a nice way to look at content. If you want to actually pop it up and look at it like this. I think I was working yesterday on the my work computer. And let me go ahead and pause this. And I think I was catching my man Easy Computer Solutions them on replay, and I just propped it up on my desk like that and started watching. You know what I mean? But I'm gonna tell you, man, I don't think one thing that a lot of people don't talk about, and I'm gonna keep it all the way. I'm gonna keep it all the way straight. So I think, all right, rotate back. All right, one thing that I don't think a lot of people talk about is when you use it in the flex mode, you're putting your phone right on your main display. You see what I'm saying? Like, I know you can't do it the other way because of you can, but I know it's because of the camera module. I guess you can do it the other way and it works just fine, but you're just putting your phone on your main display, which I don't think anybody really wants to put it on their main display. And then on the same note, I don't think a lot of people want to set it down on their camera without a case or something like that. You see what I'm saying? But that's something I got to make note of. I don't do it a lot, but when the time is there for me to go ahead and prop it up there, if I'm on a desk or something, I will maybe throw it on flex mode and then watch some videos and kind of go about it like that. But overall, the screen is absolutely fine. Yes, it does have that screen protector up here. Yes, it will show, let me close it off. It will show some smudges. It does feel a little bit plastic, but one thing that's kind of impressive about this was yesterday I put a fingernail nick in here by accident. It was like a nick from my fingernail, and you can actually see it scratched on the screen. And I was just like, you see, this is why I don't know about using it as my daily device. But as the hours went past and I really started, just kept going on using it, I wasn't really pressed about it that much. That scratch went away. So I feel like this display is kind of like a self-healing plastic. It's no wizardry or anything like that. But I feel like overall, the plastic will, it'll forgive a little bit when we're talking about little nicks and scratches. Because now I can't see where that scratch was at all. So it definitely was a nice experience to know that that scratch did go away. So overall, man, the front display, the 1440 at 120 hertz, absolutely beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. I don't have any issues with this. Cameras so far has been very, very good. Let's open up the gallery and let's see if I can open up the gallery and open up a picture. I don't know if you guys saw this picture over on my Twitter. But this picture was with no lights on in my room, just the lights that was coming through the back of my monitor and the Philips Hue lamps right here. And this picture, I feel, came out absolutely perfect, man. You can head over to my Twitter and check it out. But I think that video, that picture came out very well. And I also took another picture of my little boy right here. He wasn't feeling well the other day, man. We had to take him to go get checked out. He had like an allergic reaction or something. So my little man wasn't feeling good, but I took a picture of him right there. Looks perfectly fine. And also my first snap was when I was in my car actually going to pick my son up. I took this picture as well. And all these pictures look good. So that kind of shows you, man, don't worry too much about megapixels. Everybody's like, oh, it has a lesser camera than the Note. First of all, nobody needs 108 megapixels and nobody needs a 50 times zoom. 12 megapixel on this is just fine. It yields beautiful pictures, man. Once again, guys, it's not about the megapixels. If you know cameras, it's not about the megapixels, it's about the sensor itself. So don't get caught up on it doesn't have the best cameras and it's not as good as the Notes. This thing takes beautiful pictures. And if you even want to take a selfie, you can turn around, boom, pop it in selfie mode and take a selfie with the back camera. So, and then you got the perfect selfie. You see what I'm saying? So the cameras we'll probably get into a little bit more, and we'll probably go from there. Battery life so far seems pretty good. I feel like I get better battery life with this than I'll do with my Note 20 Ultra. I just feel that way. I think yesterday I pulled almost 6 hours of screen on time, and you gotta think, guys, this is 120 hertz at 1440, something that we can accomplish with this bad boy right here. And to still pull 6 hours of screen on time, and that was only like his second charge. Yeah, I think this thing's gonna do just fine with battery life. And once again, I told you, if you utilize this front display, you will find yourself getting better battery life than you think. And I use this display a lot. It's not until I know I'm gonna really do some heavy duty that I open it up and actually get the pounding away on this huge display. So where am I at? How am I truly feeling about this Z Fold 2? Now, I'm gonna be real with you. I would not get rid of my Note for the Z Fold 2. And we'll probably get into that in a separate video, but as a phone, you see what I'm saying? We have to remember, guys, everybody's talking about, oh, this is a luxury device. Oh, you only use this when you go out to dinner with your lady, when you yada, yada, yada. I get that. Okay, I get that 100%. But at the same time, fellas, ladies, this is a phone at the end of the day. I'm gonna be practical with y'all real quick. Let me break this down. I don't think a lot of people are breaking this down like it needs to be broken down when it comes to YouTube. This is a phone, man. This is not a car. This isn't a Rolex. This is a phone. I don't know about you guys. I need my phone to work whenever, wherever, any environment, any terrain, any weather. I need it to work. I don't want to have to be swapping SIM cards and, oh, I'm going out to dinner tonight. Let me swap my SIM card into a fancy phone that honestly, who's going to be looking at it when we're talking about sitting at a dinner table? It's going to be just you and your lady. You shouldn't be paying attention to your phone anyway. You should be paying attention to your partner in front of you. You see what I'm saying? So I'm kind of so lost when everybody say, oh, it's a luxury device. You use it only at certain times. I don't know about you guys. I don't know how your pockets are, but I don't want to have a $2,000 phone just sitting here on my desk. And then when I decide to go out for a fancy dinner, oh, I'm going to put my phone in my Z Fold 2. That's going to be in my pocket the entire time. You see what I'm saying? So let's be realistic. I'm hitting you guys with the practical look of it. For me, when I pick this phone up, I think about trying to protect it first before I even use it. And that's just that's an issue. You hear everybody right now on Twitter, everybody who has this device, they're all saying the same thing. I don't even want to take this phone out of the house because it doesn't have a case. People, we're talking about a phone. Yes, and it's an expensive phone, but still it is a phone. Let's get real. Let's get practical. I'm not downplaying this device at all. I absolutely love it. But what I don't love is the practicality of this device. Now, I knew about all that going into it. I knew about all that. Trust me. I know a lot of people are going to say, but you didn't know about this going into it. I did. I knew about all of this going into it. But at the same time, that was my first time I wanted to try foldables out. And I love the concept. But using this day in and day out as my daily phone, you're too careful with it. You go places you don't even want to sit it on. You don't even want to sit it down like this naked. Scared you're gonna mess the camera up or something like that. You don't even want to do that. Now this thing does not feel like it's not. It can't take any damage. Like it was sprinkling. I took the dog out to use the bathroom the other day, and it was sprinkling outside raining, and I still used it. I had it on the front display. I was just using it just fine. No issues or whatever. But it's just little things like that. You find yourself being too careful that it hinders the way you actually use your device. And that's what a phone is for. Using your device. That's what a productivity device is for. When are you ever going to use it productive when it's too busy sitting on your desk somewhere waiting for you to go out to that luxury dinner and actually enjoy your phone? So that's what I'm talking about when it comes to practicality. But with all that said, I still love it. I still love it. I still contemplate in the back of my mind just using this thing. And I'm using it right now as my daily to give you these videos, we're going to go through it. I'm using it right now. But for long term and keeping it, I just don't know. This is something very expensive that isn't supposed to be used every day. You know what I mean? I don't know about you guys, but I prefer to put that money into something else besides a phone that's just sitting here every day. And honestly, it doesn't do much different than my Note 20 Ultra. You know what I mean? It's a little awkward. Yes, it's thick, but using this and then picking this up, this thing feels like a paperweight. And you can really feel how light, and people was getting on me on Twitter, like, I'm light and compact. I never think you can say that about a Note. After using this, you will say this about the Note. This thing is heavy. It's a chunk boy. She thick. But when we talk about this Note, this thing feels light and just overall very good. But that's the first impressions, man. That's where I'm at. Sorry, this video is almost 20 minutes long. I don't know if you're even gonna sit and watch it the entire time, but yeah, that's kind of where I am with the Fold. I absolutely love this device. Samsung knocked it out the park. This is what true innovation is. This is what learning. You see 5 incorrect trips to a very, you see what I'm saying? Me just messing with it just that little bit triggered that. Now you have to go in and put your pin code in. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I was talking about with the fingerprint scanner. But I love what they're doing. This is truly innovation, man. These 2 devices from Samsung really has me liking what they have going on. But we're going to get into this a little bit more. We'll talk about this a little bit more, man. We'll maybe do a week later how I feel about it and take a little bit better a look at the cameras. Maybe I'll do a video how I have mine all set up, the settings that I have on this Fold, and we'll kind of go from there, man. So if there's anything you want to know about this Fold, let me know. Let me know down in the comment section. But this bad boy is still in the pocket. My SIM card is still in this. My iPhone 11 Pro Max is gone. I've sold it. The only thing I have right now is this little iPhone SE2, just to hold me over until the new iPhones come out, because you guys know I got to get them. But I'm about to get up out of here, man. This your boy, Technically T. You already know what time it is. Do all the YouTube things. Comment, like, subscribe, turn the bell on. Like I said, if you have any questions about this Z Fold 2, leave them down below. I'll be sure to answer them. You know I'm always showing support and rocking with y'all in the comment section. But until next time, I'm going to get at y'all. Everybody stay safe. Later.